Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's start. Okay, so most of you have introduced yourself to me in the previous class, in the first class, right? Let me introduce myself again. Those who have joined me over here in the second class, I am Miss Silah and Miss Kamal. You can call me Silah or Miss Kamal. Okay, I'll be teaching you English and science, and plus I am your class teacher. Okay, this is what I want to tell you people all. Okay, I think do one thing. Those who couldn't get the chance to introduce themselves in the first class, please raise up your hand so that I can unmute your mic and you can talk to me for a while. Okay, Hafsa, Amber, I think I haven't talked to you in the first class, right? And who else? Hamza, Adamji, Hamza, did I talk to you? Please unmute the mic from your end.
Yes, miss.
Okay. You talked to me in the first class. You were there in the English class?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Chalein ji, let's start with Amber then. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Fine.
Good. So how was your Eid, Amber?
Nice.
It was nice. What you did basically? You enjoyed?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you were doing on Eid then? You wearing, apart from wearing beautiful clothes? Other than that? Nothing special? Not playing with the cows and the goat?
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit. And what about the barbecue?
I enjoyed the most.
You enjoyed the most. This is what I was waiting for. I thought you might be saying this, that I went for the barbecue party and I enjoyed a lot there. Right. So you had a barbecue party where? At your nani's place or your daddy's?
Nani.
Nani's. Okay. So that's nice. Okay, let's talk to somebody else. Yes, Hafsa. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi,
How are you, beta?
miss. Fine. What about you?
I'm good. So, how was your Eid?
Miss. Good.
It was good? Not exciting?
No, miss. Very good.
Very exciting. Okay, so what you did basically, play apart from playing with goats and cow, what else you have done?
Miss, we play with cousins and
Sorry, a little louder.
miss.
Uh,
Miss, we play with cousins and goats, cow.
oh, okay, so it was quite exciting, right?
Yes, miss.
Chale, Amber, please switch on your camera. Otherwise, I have to be very strict with you. I'm sorry. Please switch on your camera. Okay, for those who were not there with me in the last class, in the English class, so I have given you the brief introduction about some class rules and regulations. So the first thing is this, that you have to be very attentive in the class because there will be marks for the class participation. ठीक है, अगर assignment 10 marks का है तो उसमें से 1 mark किसके होंगे for the class participation. ठीक है. Second, there will be marks for the attendance, so try to be very punctual. Okay, try to be on time or before time, like 5 minutes before the class starts. Okay, and you have to switch on your cameras so that you can be marked present. If the cameras are off, then definitely I'm going to mark you absent. ठीक है? अच्छा, third क्या है? Whenever you have a question, let's suppose if I'm explaining you something, I'm giving a lecture and you have any questions, so what you can do is this, there is a chat box there, you can type your question over there. Okay, as soon as I'm done with the explanation, definitely I will going to reply you back. I appreciate if you do not interrupt in between. Okay, but let's suppose if you have something like बहुत ज़्यादा urgent कोई बात करनी है and it's really very important, right? So now then in that scenario, what you can do is this, that you can simply raise up your hand I will simply unmute you and you can talk. ठीक है, समझ में आ गई? समझ में आ गई तो मैंने आप लोगों को कहा है जब मैं ये बोलूं समझ में आ गई तो सब कैसे करेंगे? ऐसे, राइट? एग्जैक्टली। अच्छा, दूसरा ये है वी हैव थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश के बारे में भी बात हो जाती है, ठीक है? सो बेसिकली वी हैव 5 books, right? One is the poetry book, two is of English, the language book and the exercise book, and then we have 2 novels. That is the Valley of Fear and what you can say the Secret Garden, right? Exactly. So we will go into 1 week for literature and 1 week for language. This is how we will go about. Okay, and we will going to do the Valley of Fear in the first term and the Secret Garden in the next term, right? And definitely the poem book will be divided into 2 sections. Half of them we will going to do in the first term, and half of them we will going to do in the finals. Inshallah, 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 and hope to see you soon in school as soon as it reopens, right? अच्छा, आ जाए उसके ऊपर बात करते हैं. You all know how to download the assignments and everything, right? So after every class, we will going to have one assignment, okay, related to the topic which has been taught in the previous class. ठीक है? अच्छा, उसके अलावा what else? हाँ, there will be quiz, okay. Plenty of time will be given for the assignment, but do not expect plenty of time will be given for the quiz, okay. You have, मेरे हिसाब से तो 1 day is more than enough, 24 hour is more than enough, and I know in कराची किसी के घर में 24 hours तो लाइट नहीं जाती, ठीक है ना, और इंटरनेट प्रॉब्लम भी 24 hours नहीं रहता, ठीक है. So I think 24 hour is sufficient to complete the quiz, and but you will be getting time to complete the assignment because there are many other subjects and you have to do those work as well. So I do understand, so definitely I will going to give you a lot of time for completing the assignments, ठीक है. अच्छा, science में what you can say is this, that we will going to start from the first. Definitely I will going to provide you with the number of chapters which we are going to do in the next class. Yes, who is raising hand? So definitely in the next class, in the next in the next what you can say, right, in the midterm. The work which we are doing right now on online in the live classes, let's suppose we are doing any kind of activity or something like that, right? So what you continue doing the work in that topic until or unless the school get reopens and you get the new notebooks. ठीक है? Any question, any confusion up till now? अच्छा, लिटरेचर और लैंग्वेज में मैं यही अप्रिशिएट करूंगी कि कोई भी क्लास वर्क जो हम क्लास लाइव क्लासेस में करेंगे वो आप 2 सेपरेट कॉपीज में कर लीजिएगा. अब इसका लैंग्वेज का भी काम हो रहा है, लिटरेचर का भी काम हो रहा है, ओके. डोंट डू सच थिंग्स, ट्राई टू डू द वर्क सेपरेटली इन सेपरेट कॉपीज, ठीक है. क्लियर, क्लियर, clear, okay. Now I want all of you to take out your science book. Just show me, do you have your science books, do you have the course books with you right now? Anyone? Please raise your hands, give thumbs up those who are having the books with them right now. Yes, I want to confirm that whether you have taken the, yes. Yes, Aliza, you want to ask something?
Yes, I want to ask you
Yes,
that we
Aliza.
have vocabulary, yeah, comprehension or anything.
Sorry, we have
We have only grammar
maybe
and
your
vocabulary.
internet connection is unstable. Sorry,
Two copies. Only have.
I'm unable to understand what you're talking about. Is this what you want to know?
Yes, I'm writing in chat.
Okay, please write it in the chat box. Lower your hand, Eliza. Okay, yes, Suzefa, you can go. Hafsa, what you don't have? Okay, that's okay, no problem. कोई बात नहीं. You can buy the books later on. Okay, that's okay. Today is the first class, no problem. But you do have to buy the books. You can buy it afterwards. Okay. Yes, Aliza, but try to get it as soon as possible. Okay, because once the assignment has been uploaded, then those assignments are from the book. Then you have to read the book to complete the assignments. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You want me to explain you that about the copy work and about the number of copies and how we were going to do the work. Acha ji. She is saying this, miss, we have 3 copies or 2 copies right now in the notebook and how we were going to utilize it and how we are going to use it, right? Okay, Aliza, the thing is this, until or unless the school jab tak reopen nahi hota, theek hai? What you have to do is this. I appreciate if you have the previous year copy, just try to do the work. If any work is which I'm asking you to do online, the online activity work, you can do in that copy. Okay? Is it clear? Acha. If you have 2 copies, definitely. Acha. Ab jab school khul jayenge, so how we will going to distribute the copies? Okay. You will going to have one English literature copy, right? You will have going to have one comprehension copy, right, in which we are going to do all the comprehension work related to the comprehension. And third will be the grammar copy, in which you will going to do the writings, your writings like descriptive writing, essay writing, you all know that, right? Writings and your grammar work like noun, verb, proverbs, jo bhi hum padhenge, theek hai? I hope it's clear now. But this is all happens, I'm talking about when the school will get reopened. Okay, is it clear? Okay, anyone who wants to ask me any other question? No? Okay, so जिनके पास book है वो पहला chapter देख सकते हैं. It is related to um, from cells to organism, right? So हम पढ़ाई तो आज नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि आज हमें सिर्फ बातें करनी है, because मुझे आप लोगों को जानना है ना. थोड़ी बहुत पढ़ाई करेंगे, थोड़ी थोड़ी सी. तो अभी जानने के लिए चले थोड़े से क्वेश्चंस हो जाते हैं, ठीक है? तो पहला चैप्टर इज रिलेटेड टू सेल्स, राइट? सो एनी आइडिया व्हाट इज सेल? Who would like to give me the answer? Please raise your hand. If I ask this question, you can raise your hand if you know the answer. Any idea what is a cell? Do you know what is a cell? No idea? Yes, Aban.
Miss, cell is the basic unit of life.
Okay, basic unit of life. Okay, Aban is saying that cell is a basic unit of life. What does it mean, a basic unit? What does it mean, a basic unit? Okay, just give me a second. I'll be back. Just a second, please. Okay, so Aban is saying that cell is a basic unit of life. Not basic unit means a building block. Okay, a building block of a living thing. Okay, building block means whenever, let's suppose, take an example. Whenever we are building a house, right? We build it with the help of a bricks. ठीक है ना, छोटे छोटे ब्रिक्स लगाते हैं ना जब हम हाउस बनाते हैं. ठीक है, इसी तरीके से जब हम ह्यूमन को डेवलप करते हैं तो ह्यूमन भी किस किस बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक से बने हुए होते हैं, लाइक अ सेल. ओके, are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So basically a building block or a unit of a life. Okay, so this is what we call a cell. So right now, as we are not studying something new, so I just want to show you one interesting video, and listen to this video, watch this video, and then I'll just going to ask some of the questions. Okay, now let's see कि कौन कितना vigilant है class में. ठीक है? Okay, just tell me, is the screen visible? Can you see the video on the screen? Okay, let's start. Can you listen to the audio? If you can listen, please thumbs up.
Welcome to the lesson on Introduction to Cells. In this lesson, you will learn about cells that make up all living organisms. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define a cell,
Just wait a second. Sorry about the interruption. You can see.
Welcome to the lesson on Introduction to Cells. In this lesson, you will learn about cells that make up all living organisms. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define a cell, recall the role of microscopes in the discovery of the cell, illustrate how cells vary in number, and illustrate how cells vary in shape and size.
Hey, who are you?
I am Silah. I represent a cell, the building block of life. Your brother is doing some research about us.
I don't understand. How do you call yourself the building block of life?
Tell me, what is your house made of?
It's made of bricks, of course.
So you can say that bricks are the building blocks of your house.
Right.
The same way, cells are the building blocks for your body. So, in technical terms, a cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Every living organism, however big or small, is made up of tiny units called cells. Similar kinds of cells together form tissues. Tissues aggregate to form organs. Organs aggregate to form an organ system. For example, epithelia, muscular, and glandular are some of the tissues that form the stomach, which is an organ. Organs like the stomach and the intestine, in turn, form the digestive system. Many organ systems together form an organism. For example, the bodies of human beings consist of digestive system, excretory system, respiratory system, integumentary system, and lymphatic system.
Wow! From such a tiny unit to such complex organisms?
As Victor tries to grasp the importance of a cell in living beings with cello, we can try answering a few quiz questions.
If you are the building block of all organisms, how come I've never noticed you around before?
That's because I'm generally so small that I can't be seen with the naked eye. We met today because you managed a peek through your brother's microscope. A microscope magnifies the objects so that you can see even the tiny ones clearly. With the help of a microscope, an English scientist, Robert Hooke, first discovered the existence of cells in 1665.
So before that, no one had been able to examine a cell?
Right. Even Robert Hooke wasn't really able to see samples of living cells. He discovered cells by examining slices of cork from the bark of a tree and observing it under the magnifying lens. He was able to see partitioned boxes. He named these boxes cells, since it resembled the cells in which monks lived. In fact, after Robert Hooke, the research on cells had to wait for a long time, till the invention of improved microscopes.
Can you tell me about the improved microscopes?
Yeah, sure. Improved microscopes include compound microscope, dissection microscope, scanning electron microscope, SEM, and transmission electron microscope, TEM. Compound microscopes are used in laboratories to view a wide range of plant and animal specimens.
So what I have here is a compound microscope?
Yes, dissection microscopes are used in laboratories where the observed specimen needs to be cut and viewed.
What about electron microscopes?
Scanning electron microscopes are used to examine the external parts of various organisms. For example, the surface structure of microorganisms like bacteria can be observed through a scanning electron microscope. The transmission electron microscope is used to view cells in further detail. For example, the internal structure of a cell, like the structure of the cell organelles, can be viewed using this microscope.
Let Victor explore the types of microscopes. In the meantime, we have a small quiz for you.
So how many cells does an organism have?
Well, it depends on the organism that you are referring to. There are some organisms that are made of a single cell, and some that consist of trillions of cells.
Trillions of cells?
That's right. Organisms that are made up of more than one cell are called multicellular organisms. For example, a banyan tree or an animal like a dog has trillions of cells. These organisms require a large number of cells to run their complex systems. On the other hand, organisms with a single cell are known as unicellular organisms. For example, look at the specimen of amoeba and paramecium. The bodies of these organisms are made up of a single cell.
Do organisms with a single cell perform all the activities in the same way as multicellular organisms do?
Sure, they do. The single cell in these organisms is built in such a way that it performs all its vital activities, like reproduction, locomotion, digestion, and so on.
Difficult to believe that this one cell can perform all these activities. Wonder how they do it.
Well, take the amoeba for example. It changes its shape to move and eat its prey. Look at this slide now. See those tiny projections on the amoeba? These are called pseudopodia.
Pseudopodia?
Pseudopodia mean false feet. An amoeba engulfs the prey with its pseudopodia and then digests it. Thus, it uses these small projections for locomotion and to capture prey.
And are these the real colors of the cells?
Well, no. The color that you observe under the microscope is due to the stain that is used while preparing a slide. Stains are used to color parts of a cell so that they can be differentiated from other parts.
Let us leave Victor to explore more about staining of slides using different stains.
This amoeba seems to have no real shape at all. Are all cells shaped like that?
Well, no. Cells are of many different shapes. The shape of a cell depends on the function that it performs. Cells can be spherical, round, elongated, pointed, and even branched. For example, a nerve cell or neuron is branched. The branched structure of a neuron helps it to transfer messages to all parts of the body. The white blood corpuscle, WBC, is the only animal cell that changes its shape.
Why? What do WBCs do?
WBCs are responsible for protecting our bodies against invading bacteria and harmful microorganisms. To do this, they need to travel to different parts of the body attacked by such organisms. In order to squeeze through the blood vessels and intercellular spaces, WBCs change their shape using pseudopodia similar to those in an amoeba. On the other hand, red blood cells, RBCs, in our bodies are round cells. The primary function of RBCs is to carry oxygen from the lungs to various tissues of the body. These cells also carry the waste carbon dioxide from various tissues to the lungs so that it can be exhaled through the nostrils.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Now let's have a little question answer session. Okay, so now can anybody tell me, now do you have a little bit rough idea that definitely I will going to explain you all this in our next class when we officially start with the lecture and everything, but just for just a little discussion on cells. So what is a cell? Now do you have any rough idea, anything which is there in your mind which you like to say? What is a cell? Raise your hand so that I can unmute. Yes, Suzefa.
Miss, a cell is the basic unit of life. It is the smallest part of living thing which is capable of carrying out basic life process.
Exactly. Basically क्या होता है you can say that cells are the building blocks of life, right? So you have small units like house are made up of bricks, right? Similarly, the human or the living things, all the living things are also made up of tiny blocks which are considered to be as cell. ठीक है? अच्छा, अब मुझे बताएं, can we see cell with our naked eyes? Can we see it with our normal eyes? Okay, Mirza is saying no. Okay, Mirza, now you will give me the answer for this. Then what do we use to examine
We use
the
a
cell?
microscope.
Exactly. And can you name any one microscope which you remember from the video which we use? One common microscope was there in the video. It means that you guys were not vigilant. One common microscope was there. It was saying, if you know the answer, anybody, please raise up your hand. Yes, Amna. Yes, Amna.
Miss, compound microscope.
Exactly. It was a compound microscope. It is a compound microscope which is present in the laboratory as well. Inshallah, when the school will reopen, I will going to show you that. Okay. And this is a compound microscope which we use to examine the different cells. Okay. Basically the plants and the animals. Okay. Acha, ab aa jaye. Just one more question and then I will end the class. When cells combine together, what do they form? It was there in the video. When cells are joined together, they form something. Yes, Fatma.
It's tissue.
Exactly, tissue. When cells combine together, they form tissues. Okay. Now one more question. When tissues combine together, they form what? This was also in the video. Yes, Mahat.
Organism.
Sorry?
Organism.
Sorry, my organs. Yes, when the tissue combines together, they form an organ. Acha ji, let's end the class over here. I hope you have enjoyed it. Now, from inshallah, in our next class, we will going to start with our first topic. Okay. By the time, take care. Allah Hafiz. Just let me take the attendance one more time, and then we can. Okay. Bye. Allah Hafiz.